Hello, everybody. It is Mr. Odom, and today we're going to look at some problems from section 4.2. You will need your pencil, composition book, or notebook paper to take notes, and you might need a calculator. You might not. The learning target for this video is I can solve inequalities and graph their solutions. So we have to do a little bit more work when we try to find all the solutions to an inequality. Than we did when we were solving equations and just looking for one answer. All right, so let's get started. Problem number 4 says a minus 2 is greater than 4. So step 1, let me write down the inequality. And just like in chapter 3, we want to get a all by itself. So in order to do that, I use those same skills, only this is not the addition property of equality that I'm using. I'm actually using the addition property of inequalities, okay? That says when I add something to one side of an inequality, I have to add the exact same value to the other side, or the inequality is no longer true. So I add a 2 to both sides, and that helps me to get a all alone by itself. And then on the right side, 4 plus 2 is 6. So here's my inequality. A is greater than 6. And I can go ahead and graph that. And graphing is pretty straightforward. I need 0 somewhere on there. And then here's positive 6. I put a circle around that. And I want every value that's greater than 6. I want all of these values that go to the right. Do I shade in the circle? I do not, because a is greater than 6. It is not greater than or equal to 6. So that's all we have to do. Let's look at number 7. So again, step 1, let me write the problem down. Negative 12 is less than y minus 6. And again, I need to get y by itself, so let me add 6 to both sides. And that leaves me with y on the right side. Here's my less than symbol. And then negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6. So this says negative 6 is less than y. It's for a lot of students, it's easier to graph the solution when the variable is on the left-hand side. The thing to remember is if I'm going to move the variable from one side of the inequality to the other, I need to also switch the direction of the inequality symbol. Okay, so right now, if I think about the alligator's mouth is open, it's eating the y. So if I switch y to this side, the alligator's mouth still needs to be open to eating the y. And then, so this says y is greater than negative 6. And I can graph that. Here's 0 on this number line. Here's negative 6 right here, and put a circle around it. Negative 6. I want to go up and always to the right to represent greater than. Is it equal? No, because I don't have greater than or equal to, so I'm not going to shade in this circle. So that's number 7. Number 10. Let's write the problem down. I have p plus 1/4 is greater than or equal to 2. Again, following what I learned in chapter 3, I know I need to subtract 1/4 from both sides. So p is going to be greater than or equal to, well, if I have 2 and I want to subtract 1/4, that's just going to leave me 1 3/4. So that's one way to look at it. Another way would be, hey, let me move this over here and let's figure out what 2 minus 1/4 is. Let's find that common denominator. So this is 8 over 4 minus 1/4, which equals 7/4, which equals 1 3/4. Okay, so either way, you get the same value. All right, and now I need to graph this. So put 0 on here, and let's say that this value right here on the number line is 1 3/4. I put a circle around there. P is greater than 1 3/4, but it's also equal to, so I shade in the circle to show that P is also equal to 1 3/4. Okay, so that's all you have to do for these inequalities. These are one-step inequalities. We're using the addition and subtraction properties of inequality to get our answers, and hopefully that was helpful. All right, I'll see you guys soon. It's Mr. Odom, and I am out.